We're live.
Tammie Jean, we're gonna find you. This is 2 weeks in a row now.
Yeah. Yep. And we're live. We're back again.
That song makes me want to break out the banjo every time.
Yeah, I know. I found it because it's the same group that does Gary from Grant Aerials music. So definitely. Okay, everybody. Oh, Tammie Jean's in the chat. Johnny,
Oh,
if you want a link to come on, I'll send you a link, Johnny. If you want to join us and talk about South Florida, go right ahead. I'll send one off to you if you.
Yeah, I've been seeing content all day periodically on Facebook from Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see if we can get everybody excited.
Yeah, we got Margie, who looks like she was first.
Margie, a good supporter. Okay.
Yep, we got
We
Mac.
don't need to see that, Johnny. Put your top back on. Catskills Brad.
Yeah.
Howdy. Mr. B. Mainline Drone.
How you doing, Christian?
Christian. I don't think of his name. Here we got. Who else have we got here?
So are you going from the bottom up?
Yeah, I'm going from the bottom up, unfortunately.
Okay. All right, I can bring them up on the chat so we can see them in order.
Oh, okay, then you do it then.
We had Max here.
Max. Hey, Maxie.
Max, how you doing, Bill?
Hey, Bill. Vincent. Vincent. Christian.
Yeah, Christian.
Close enough. Joel.
Joel, how you doing?
My apologies. Joe.
Captain Joe America, how you doing, brother?
Yep.
Who
else have we got?
Mr. JRC.
Mr. JRC.
No. We got Brett.
Brett Lambo. If you want to come and join, I'll send you a link.
Yeah. Is this an imposter?
Yeah.
She's missing last I knew. We found her.
Yeah. Johnny,
there's someone in Florida right now. Got Mr. B Outdoors Misadventures. We got Catskills Brad. How you doing? We got Mark Sullivan.
He's not here. Okay. You're not here.
No, all right. We won't tell anybody.
Thank you, Jack.
Thank you. I believe Lee is also there, isn't he? Lee's in Florida.
Yep.
You doing, Lee?
Yeah, because Hampton Inn. That's where Uncle Bill was streaming from this morning.
Yeah.
During Paul Murray's stream.
So it looks Bill, like everybody
King Dynasty. Yeah, because Uncle Bill joined us from the car park at the Hampton Inn.
Oh, yeah?
Paul Murray's stream this morning. So, yeah.
Did you go flying at all?
Every time I try, it's either the wind or the rain. I've got a little bit of time. I almost got a bit of a chance. Where were we? About 48 hours ago would have been my Wednesday afternoon. And just as I get into a prime spot, bugger.
Yeah. Brett says he may join after a bit.
Okay, well, I'll win. Well, it was, I've got to do the bloody kilometres. Uh,
Alert, my wife's
25
here.
miles an hour. It's about 40 kilometres, 25 miles an hour.
I have no idea what the conversion is. Yeah. Your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah, so to everybody in the chat, 45 kilometres,
Hey,
which I
Dominic.
reckon it'd be 25 to 30 miles an hour. Let's say it was gusting pretty badly.
Yeah. It was kind of windy today. It was about 20 miles an hour, but I got a flight in today. I got a gem of a picture.
Yeah, well, you've got a bigger beast, and that can
Yeah.
cut through everything. So
Can I share the photo I got
yeah,
today?
go for it. Yeah, if you got it, if you got it, send it. Do it. Oh, high fives all around there, I'll tell you.
Yeah. Got that today at Ned's Point in Mattapoisett.
Mm-hmm.
What a weird name, Mattapoisett.
Interesting name.
Yeah.
So how far away from you is that? What sort of
Like
driving?
maybe 30 feet, 40 feet, because I'm literally where that parking lot wraps
No, no,
around it.
no. What I mean is where you live. How long did you have to drive to get there?
Oh, about 20 minutes. Not
Oh,
very
that's
far.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, 20 minutes is good.
So
27.
Captain Joe says he flew the Mini 3 Pro the other day at 27 mile per hour winds. The champ.
Okay. I must. Yeah, I've done it. I've gone 31 or 32 kilometres an hour, which is probably around the 20, I'd say 20 miles an hour.
Yeah. Now you're flying the Mini 2, right?
Mini too, yeah.
It amazes me that a drone like that, and this actually came up today because my son was flying the Mini 2, and he had a nice steady horizon. It was straight, but we
Mm,
looked up in the sky and the drone was like this. It was fighting the wind,
mm,
but it was staying there.
mm.
I mean, it's incredible technology. You think that a drone that's sub 250, the wind would just take it, but
Oh,
no, it
my.
it
Yeah.
holds steady.
Got
Mark
it.
Sullivan says another New Englander. Yep,
Oh, great.
South Coast, Massachusetts. I
Yep.
don't think I've seen this name before. How you doing, Dynadrone?
Drone, yeah. I've seen him many a time. He's
Hmm.
usually on the Ken Heron show, and he's on with Art many a time. So I've checked out his channel, so he does pretty good work. So
Yeah, Lloyd says that 27.9 kilometers. I mean, miles per hour is 45 kilometers per hour.
okay, and then 45's a little bit more than a little bit more than I've tried. I've actually gone out with Brett from Victorian Aerial Vision. He put it up, and we were gusting at 35 kilometres an hour. So it's probably 21 or 22 miles an hour. So yeah, it's at the limit of what I'm comfortable with. Because I'm
Yeah,
just not comfortable with throwing it up in too much wind. But sometimes you've got to know a man's got to know his limits.
yeah. So Mark says that he's originally in Massachusetts, and about 10 years ago he moved to New Hampshire. I'm
Okay.
going to be headed towards Lake Winnipesaukee in the fall. I want to catch the foliage up there. So, yeah, New Hampshire's beautiful in the fall.
Mm. So for me, I don't really know the geography. How far is Massachusetts to New Hampshire?
You can get there in it's not very long. Uh, maybe an hour and a half, maybe 2.
Okay, I'm just trying to do that in my mind.
It all depends.
Jason.
It all depends on where you are in Massachusetts.
Okay, so
Because if you're north
roughly.
of Boston, it takes you there in no time.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, just as I said, I don't. The only geography of the US I know, and because it's the four 4 to 6 states that I've been to is more, California, yeah, New Mexico, um, Texas, Oklahoma, Nebraska, Florida, and New York. So they're the only states that I've been to. So
Yeah.
just trying to gather a,
Yeah, you
because
got a
it's all
fan in
it's
the
all a bit
chat.
of a learning
Hello to you,
experience
by the
for us.
way. Jason Lavarius saying hello to
Yep.
you.
Yeah, I did say hello, Jason.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I've had him on one of my streams before.
Yeah, it's
He's
weird. Some
a
of these names I've never seen before.
no.
New people.
There was one where I did with, I think it was maybe Justin or someone else, and he came on as well. So it was just a. I think it was because Matt didn't go on, and then Justin was about an hour out, so I did one myself, waiting for Justin. It's got to be at least.
That's a good question, Dom.
Yep. Does a bear shit in the woods? The only way I would know is if I actually observed it. So that's probably. But we need to. Okay, yeah. Then we need to find these things out.
He did a yeah, and I can hear your voice saying it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to find. Let's see
You at
how.
McDonald's again tonight?
No, I'm not actually at McDonald's. I don't think I'll be going back to McDonald's again with that sort of music. No,
Yeah.
I'm at my usual food court where I do my best work.
So do you go there and edit and things like that?
No, I generally either edit. This is good because of the backdrop, and there's very little music. There's another place that is pretty good because it's got tables, it's got plug-in, it's got USBs, but there's too much sound and there's just too many people walking around, and the light is hideous there, so
Yeah.
it's harder to do from there. But depending on what time of the day, I might go home, or I might be out and about various food courts or other places.
Yeah. So
But yeah,
Jim Boshart's in America. He's at the
yeah, we
site
saw
for
that.
think about that. It's dragging people from other countries now.
Yeah, I know. I'd really love to see if I could get something happening down here, because it'd be great if we could get some people from overseas to come to a meet in anywhere of Queensland, Queensland as in Brisbane, um, Melbourne, Victoria, Adelaide, South Australia, or Perth, Western Australia, Northern Territory, Darwin, Northern Territory, maybe even Sydney, New South Wales, because at least in each of the states, I still haven't met anybody from Tasmania yet, but we've got Matt and Tim from Queensland. You've got Greg, Osby Drone in New South Wales. You've got myself, Brett, as in Gizmo Drones, Brett from Victorian Aerovision. We've got Trevor Fuss in South Australia, and Carbon Cage in Western Australia, and Brad, the Drone Kings. Hey, David and
How you
Brad,
doing?
Drone Kings in the Northern Territory. So, we've got every mainland state covered. We haven't got a Tasmanian yet, but we might find someone.
Yeah.
So
So
it'd be great to. What's
how
that?
do you like those secondary titles on the name tags?
It's actually in brand, but it should have when you came
No,
in.
I asked how you liked it.
How I liked it.
Yeah, do you like it?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I don't mind it. It gives people a chance coming in to put a tagline. You could put your channel name. You could just be whatever.
Yeah, I think they need to make it smaller though, because it cuts off your face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get anything smaller.
Well, he
Let's see
doesn't
how
have
that.
a. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. He doesn't have a yacht, but he's got a boat. Reed Kelly.
Mm.
I don't think he's going across the ocean with it though.
I don't know about that, Grumpy. If it, to answer that question that Grumpy put up, I'm wondering if it's anything like the same here. We have to find because Tasmania is part of Australia, so they would have the same rules as we do. So I'm wondering if it's in any spot that is not causing a nuisance and not being in the uh, uh, arrival and departure of a major controlled airport. But the other thing is under 250, the rules change here. Whereas over 250, you can't be within 5 kilometres or 3 nautical miles of a manned airport, or should I say, the controlled airport. But under 250, there are a few different rules here. So I'd say, as Tasmania is the part of Australia, it's probably just the same sort of effort.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, what you did worked a little better now. Yeah.
Okay, no worries then.
So now,
Mhm.
you said that they can't fly within 3 miles of an airport.
Three nautical miles,
Yeah,
which
in
is
in America,
mhm.
there's a 5 mile range around the airport, but you could be on the outer edge of it and still get authorized up to like 50 or 100 feet. Do they have something like that?
Mm.
Is it the same
There
over
are
there?
some really strange. It's a very vague sort of thing here, and it just frustrates me to hell every time. And CASA, Civil Aviation Safety Authority, has been really great for me because I've asked many questions and was interviewed for one of their pilot spotlights.
Yeah.
So it's coming out on their Facebook page, I believe, in May, because I was interviewed about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and we did a pretty much like this, but with Microsoft Teams, because the person that I was speaking to wanted to be able to transcribe notes and that sort of thing. And the person I spoke to was a very informative chap, and he interviewed me, and we had a chat for about 45 minutes about what I've done and the like. And then after that, it was just a sort of like an email back and forward of being published that and all the other information. And then he wanted me to add some photos, give a bit of a tagline, and then he wanted to highlight one of the photos and ask for a caption and that sort of thing. So, hello, Dustin.
Yep. Hi, Dustin. How you doing?
Then every time they post something on their Facebook page, it's very vague and frustrating because they say if you're a Mini 2 pilot, anything under 200, you're allowed to get closer to the airport.
Yeah.
So you just can't fly. I think it was you can't fly in the arrival and departure area. You can't create any nuisance. So my my issue with that is because CASA is an Australia-wide federal responsibility. Each each airport's going to have its own different layout, and I can only speak about Melbourne Tullamarine because that's the main airport. Now, going by their logic of not creating a nuisance and not being in the arrival and departure, there's a nice little area which I've taken many shorts from, which sits basically alongside the airport. It's a
Yeah.
nice little area. It's probably 30 metres by 30 metres. It's probably what, 100 feet.
Is that where you're getting all the videos for your shorts from?
Yeah, that's where when I've shown the airport, it runs north south. So the main arrival and departure is runway 34 and runway 16. The main part of the airport runs north south. there are the occasional east-west when the weather changes, or when the wind changes and they need to reverse the operation.
Yeah.
But
We
yeah,
got Mikey in the house. How you doing, Mike?
hey, fly zone. Hey, Mike. And we've got everybody else that I keep missing because I'm talking. So yeah, there's a nice little area sitting there. Now it's not going to cause a nuisance because it's away. There's a road in between it. Then there's a nice little sort of moat or gully, and then there's a uh, big fence around the whole airport. And in that area, there's a road inside the airport, and you you get uh, people coming in there. No, I'm not, Michael. I'm only using the 720p. I'm only using second the second paid version, not the really expensive paid version.
Yeah, they want $50 a month for the 1080p.
Yeah, I know. But with the what do you call them? Sort of like parking air spotting areas. There's two of them, but both there's one on each, one basically at each end. Hello, Michael Jones and RC.
How you doing, Michael?
Michael. Basically, there's the two of them that are in the arrival and departure. So you're out, and that basically backs onto a golf course. At the other end, which is runway 16, they have a nice little area where they have a parking lot, which is just under the takeoff. And they've got, what would you call it? Sort of like an ice cream van that does food and drinks.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and you couldn't fly from either of those. But if you're on a side, and there's the two sides, the other side, which is the eastern side of hello making model
Making model
airplanes.
airplanes.
In the eastern side of it, which is only sometimes used, that's when the north south have to do the reverse operations. That's when they land. There's no real way of actually sitting there because the road goes that way. And there's no little area. And
Yeah.
as I said, on the other side, which is the western side, it's the easiest way to get to because that's where I do all the side shots. And that's actually where the control tower is.
Yeah.
And there's a place where you can't get in. So
I'm curious. I know there's probably a lot of. How you doing? Hey, we got Chad here too. How you doing, Chad?
hey, Chad.
I'm curious how many people are in the chat that are down in Florida right now for the meetup. If you're in Florida for the meetup, let me know. Say something in chat.
Yeah, if it is, if you're in anybody that's in South Florida at the moment and wants a link to get you on because we really want to talk about this.
I know that
if
for the
anybody's
next
down there,
we're going to be seeing tons of footage from it.
Yep. If anyone wants, okay, Chad. No worries. Chad. Yep. As I said, if anybody's out there.
Well, he says he's definitely not there.
Okay, no worries, Chad. Okay, making model airplanes. Can we call you by a name? Making model airplanes. Have we got a name for you? 34 Media.
How you doing, 34 Media?
Yep, he's Western Australian, so he's another Australian here. So yes. Colin. Okay.
Oh.
Hello, Colin. I wish. Mr. B wishes. I think we all wish.
Yeah.
Okay, Colin. Yes.
There you go.
Yes, smash that like. Well done, Ashley. Thanks for reminding everybody.
Look at those two handsome boys right there in that picture.
That's great.
Joel's stuck in Michigan.
Okay. The Dyna drone is in Oregon. Okay.
Yeah, Chad got himself an Air 2S today.
Oh, great.
He's going to be having some fun.
Yeah. That'd be really
Congratulations, Chad. And Dyna Drones in Oregon.
Okay.
Oh, 9 hours away from there. I know that Chris is out there. NB Drones is out there.
Max has got it, right? Yeah, the Aussies.
There you go.
Yep.
I agree. The Air 2S is a beast.
Yep. I just got name. Oh, they ship DJI refreshed. Good one. Good one, Jason.
Yeah. Awesome. That's such a fun drone to fly.
Yep.
I haven't flown mine very much though because I've been so busy learning the Mavic 3 and I'm having like a phenomenal time taking these pictures, man. Like I'm learning a lot now since I've got the Mavic 3, a lot more about photography than I ever thought I'd know.
Yep.
Yeah, and the batteries are compatible, right? The Air 2, he can use those batteries for his Air 2S.
Oh, great. It's really good.
Yeah, that's a plus.
Yeah, I've only really had a Mavic Mini. I had a Mavic Mini and then the Mini 2. They're the only two that I've flown. But I did go flying with Mars, as in Mars FPV. He bought his Phantom 4 with him. So I saw that up close. That's really the only other time. And the only other time I've really seen a Mavic 3 was when I went to the DJI store. Because there's actually one near me, probably about 10-minute walk in the city. It's on the other side of the city from where I am currently, but it's easy to get to there. Good one, Jason.
Oh, he says everything too, not just the batteries, the props and the case.
Oh, great.
Yeah. That makes sense, to, not waste all that stuff. You have good use for it all. Now, if he had ND filters, it'd be different because it's two different cameras, right? The Air 2S upgraded to the 1-inch sensor.
Oh. That'd be something I'd love to be doing. Storm chasing, but I think you need a bigger drone than a Mini 2. 65 mile an hour winds. I don't even think the Mavic 3 could keep up with that.
Nope, not at all. The FPV could.
That'd be seriously awesome. Storm chasing drone style. That'd be something I could get into.
Yeah, I think as soon as you get close to a lightning bolt, it'll fry the drone.
Yeah, but if it's going 88 miles an hour, though.
Oh, yeah, it'll travel back
That's the 21st century version of Back to the Future.
I know, with the drone.
Instead of using a DeLorean, he uses an FPV drone.
Hey, we got Alex in the house. How you doing?
Alex.
Yeah. Oh, he's headed north to the meetup.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Alex, where are you coming from? You coming out of Mexico? Well, he's really South Florida.
Oh, he's in Miami.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, and here comes Lloyd.
Yeah, I know.
Welcome, Lloyd, to the.
Hey, Lloyd, how you doing?
Doing good. How about you?
Pretty good.
So I am trying out my official new smile.
Oh, great. Yeah. So
No longer looking like a hillbilly.
Oh, great to hear. So we get the official unboxing here.
Yeah.
Good to hear.
I don't have the bottom ones in because they don't fit right, and I got to go back and have them tighten them up. I go to eat with them, and they about swallow them. So that's not
It's
good.
getting used to something new, I take it.
Yeah. But they're a bit annoying, but it's okay. It's better than the gaping hole that I had. So
Oh, most definitely.
yeah, I was being a wiseacre when I put up, can they fly drones in Tasmania? Because I didn't know if they were smart enough. How they are down there.
Exactly.
Hopefully, nobody from Tasmania is watching this right now.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Anybody from
I'll.
Tasmania in the chat?
Oh, if they are, they already left mad.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah. So, oh, so what's been going on? Anything exciting?
The only exciting thing going on right now is the South Florida drone meet, and none of us here could go. So,
yeah, that's it right there.
yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, I offended somebody in Ken Heron's chat tonight.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that. I didn't know whether to time them out and then someone else didn't. But
yeah.
Oh, no.
I didn't time them out because I thought that would be just too much. That'd be retribution on my part. So I waited until somebody else. Of course, it was his comment that came back. Because they were talking about eating moose, and of course, I'd had moose when I was a kid, and it's one of my favorite. My uncle lived in Canada. From the time he was, dude was a moron. Yeah, because I'm a moderator on Ken's channel, and the guy attacked me. It's like, and I wasn't gonna, deal out retribution because it wasn't worth my trouble. I just, yes, because I'm not a vegan. Yeah, but it's like I keep telling. I've told Chris at Sunrise Water Media. Cows eat grass, which makes them vegetarians, makes them vegan.
Yeah, exactly.
So I eat beef, thus I'm eating vegan beef.
Oh,
it's logic,
Okay, Max, I must check that out, Max. Someone he tells me that I've just cracked. Let me have a look.
Yeah, and I wrote that up there about the moose, because they were talking about eating moose, and I got cousins that are vegetarian and just doing great
I
on
know
it. It's just,
several vegetarians.
yeah, it's just not something that I'd starve to death because of the fact I don't like to eat vegetables anyway. So, if I didn't have meat, I'd die of starvation. But to each their own. But this,
Okay,
but
we'll get there tomorrow.
this guy apparently thought I was 5 years old. So, and I wrote back and said,
me if I ate my vegetables. I says I love potatoes. They're great when you fry them up.
When you fry them up, that's right. Yeah.
One thing that I have noticed is that when people mow their grass, do people think that do they get excited about that and they can eat that? And especially, I don't know if you've got what have I done?
This is good. Vegetables are for bad hunters.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. The other question I've got to ask is that when vegans go to a nursery, and when I say nursery, I mean plants.
Right.
Because we've got a number of plant shops around around us. When they go in there, do they think, "Oh, I'm just going to take that away for my meal"? Now, do they
Yeah.
look at that? Do they look at house plans and say, "Oh, that could be dinner. I want a takeaway, or Uber Eats or something like that"?
Yeah, there was a guy, and I can't remember the guy's name. He did a commercial back in the 60s and 70s for grape nut cereal, which were
Mm-hmm.
neither made out of grapes or nuts, but
Yep.
it was a popular cereal. And he was, he always, and he filmed a lot of those in Grand Junction, or outside of Grand Junction, where I lived at. And, uh, he'd come up, he says, his opening line was, pine cones are, eating pine cones is good for you, or some crap like that. And then he'd go on about, well, that guy, you know, proposed eating vegetarian stuff. What they
Mm-hmm.
didn't say about it was that after he got through doing his commercials about healthy eating and, eating more vegetables, becoming vegetarian, he'd go down to the local steakhouse and order him a big, huge steak,
Yeah.
you know, and all of his healthy eating ended up causing him to have cancer, and he died. Uh, uh, he, and a lot of people said what he ate was what killed him. So. But what was that guy's name? I can remember the commercial, but I can't remember the guy's name. It was a weird name, but yeah, he was always promoting eating healthy, and he ended up eating less healthy than anybody. I thought the funniest part though was I think his last name was Gibbons or something. Yule get not was it Yule Gibbons? That might have been
Yeah.
Yule
Christian
Gibbons.
there,
Yeah,
Yule Gibbons.
yeah, mainline drug. Yeah, that's right. Yule Gibbons. I hadn't even looked at the chat. I was trying to think of my name, and all of a sudden it popped into my head. And
Mm.
so thanks for confirming that. Yeah, it's uh, yeah. I don't think I'd want to eat groundhog. Uh, It's not something. I mean, I've had some different meats,
Have
being
you?
around the
I think
world.
we've been through this one before with kangaroo and emu. Emu.
Emu, yes, yeah, we discussed
Emu.
the. Yeah, I think we talked about that on my show Monday. That is emu,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
an emu.
Emu.
Emu, yes, yeah. What's
Hey,
the way
Kelly.
I've always pronounced it?
Another thing I wanted to bring up. Mark Sullivan there said he had onions on his burger. Here's another one for you. Do Have you had beetroot on a burger?
Beetroot?
Beets.
Oh,
Beetroot. You
beets?
don't know what a beetroot is?
Yeah. Well, unless it's just beets.
Yeah, it's just a beet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway. Oh, okay. But basically, what happens is you get the beet, and
Right.
you preserve it, sort of like pickling it.
Pickling it. Yeah, 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 yeah. We have
And
we
then you
have that.
cut
I've
it,
never had. Right. Yeah.
because
Yeah.
we
We've
we
had
do that
pickle
here.
beets.
We do that here. We have beetroot on our burgers.
Yes, that's right. You're right. Yule Gibbons did die of an aortic cancer. I thought he had cancer,
Okay.
but and he may have had cancer at some point. But yeah, the aortic aneurysm, which is what my wife's family, one whole line, 4 generations, have all died from. Uh, they've we're taught, so
That was a very,
uh,
very bad time to laugh, Dominic.
I
yeah, yeah.
know.
Well, yeah.
My
He wasn't
No,
apologies.
laughing at you,
Well, you
Lloyd. He
had to
wasn't.
put. You shouldn't have put. You shouldn't have put the
that
word
up there
sausage
just.
nipples after.
Yeah, yeah,
It was unfortunate that
yeah,
that
yeah.
message
Timing.
came up.
Yeah, no,
So
that's
all
no
I
biggie.
saw was
Yeah,
that. So
yeah.
my apologies if it
Nah.
offended everybody.
Well,
Everybody out there playing outrage bingo and haven't filled their bingo card today. There's one for
they
you.
there's one for you. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
we have this
Pickle beets and
really
onions. You're up
strange
on
thing
that.
called we have a strange thing where everybody has outrage bingo here, and we have to fill our card
Yeah,
and
yeah,
scream out bingo because of the people that get offended. So,
yeah. Nobody has a sense of humor anymore. That's the problem. I mean,
I
I
know.
put up a silly comment, and uh, uh, Chris from Sunrise Water Media, he responded. He says, Lloyd, what are we going to do with it? He's a vegetarian, so. And of course, I tease him. That's why he's so damn skinny, because he's not getting enough red meat. But anyways, he thought, so what are we going to do with you? Laugh out loud, This guy immediately went for an insult, and that's not. And I didn't respond to it other than to say that I'm pretty sure I'm older than you. I'm older than a lot of people. So it's just nobody has a sense of humor, and I was having fun. It was a funny joke that I made, and
as I said, just brush that off. Just water off a duck's back,
exactly,
and if you're
now,
going to make an insult, make a really good one.
yeah, not
If you're just going to come back with just something as crappy
you're a
as
5-year-old.
do,
Yeah, I mean,
if you're going to hit me with your best shot. Roast
yeah,
me.
I love it.
Acting like a 5-year-old.
I love good.
What a
Well,
stupid
look, look at Tim Jackson and I and Justin. We go at each other, tooth and nail, and we have fun about it. It's just I and my grandkids. I mean, they all know that. I'm going to give them a load of crap. I'm just going to lay it on them, and they think if I haven't insulted them at least once during their visit, then I must be mad at them. So.
But the other thing I really like about these YouTube interactions is the difference in language, and we've been through this before.
Yeah.
And I had an interesting one the other day. I think it was on Paul Murray's, and I said something, and people went, "Huh? What are they?" Because we had David Birdman, as in David from the UK, and we were talking about the liquor store. What do you call? So you guys call it a liquor store, don't you?
Yeah.
To buy alcohol, you go to the liquor store.
Right, go to the liquor store.
Yeah. We call it here, we call it a bottle-o.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And if you're in the UK, hey, Andrew, they call it an offie.
Now, offie I haven't heard. Bottle-o I have.
Okay, an offie is an off license. And the reason why it's called an off license is because it is allowed to sell liquor off license of a pub.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And that was another word we were getting all upset about. We call it pub, as in public house. You call it a bar.
Andrew. Right.
So Lloyd, you're talking about Tim and Justin, right? I'm going to show you.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to show you how it's done. Ready?
Yeah. Can't hear it.
Can't hear it. You didn't share the.
Did you share the audio?
No, he didn't.
Can hardly hear it.
You can't hear that?
No. Bugger.
Oh, thank you. And hey, Justin. Yeah. Sorry, I gotta go. It's not gonna be the same without you. It's gonna be fucking better. Okay.
You got him.
Yes. Yeah.
That's how you do it.
That's how you do it. Yeah.
Here's another one for you. What do you call garbage bins? As in the bins you wheel out. You call them garbage bins? We call them wheelie bins.
Or trash barrels.
Yeah, well, if they're the ones you wheel out there, we call them dumpsters.
Oh, you're talking about
But we have the small ones out where, because I don't know if you still have your rubbish can, and the garbage trucks come in and pick them up.
They lift them up, and yeah. That's what
do
we
you
have
call
in
those?
Muskogee.
We call those wheelie bins.
Oh, actually we'll just talk about they're here to pick up the trash, or we're taking it out to the trash, and it's just considered a trash barrel or a trash dumpster. And trash barrel is an old term, but we still trash can, because we used to take our trash and put it in a burn barrel, a big 55-gallon drum. And in the day when you could
call them
burn your trash,
you could incinerate it. You could go in the backyard and you could just
put it in
a really big thing and light the thing.
The house I lived in Denver actually had you walked down the steps, out the back door, down the steps, and there was a cement sidewalk that went halfway out in the middle of the yard, and there was a little patio or a little pad there, and they had a concrete incinerator with a grate on top of it. You just pull the grate off, throw stuff in there, put the grate, light the fire down. Yeah. That was my favorite thing to do when I finally got old enough. My parents wouldn't let me, but yeah, we used to burn our trash in our backyards. And now it's
go for it.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. You know what? We didn't. I don't even have a comeback for that right now. My mind's just. Yep. I took my bedtime pill, so I'm medicated now. So.
And no, Andrew, I don't. There's no R in mine. It's a garbage can.
Garbage.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. You don't use the R's, but in Oklahoma we do. Because when I go to wash my hands or wash my clothes, I use that R that y'all don't use.
Actually, while on Joe's comment there, our supermarkets have a little bottle to the side, so you can only buy the alcohol independently from the supermarket. So you go into the supermarket, you buy your stuff, and you got to come out and then go back in again because it's got a security door on it.
Oklahoma did not have they didn't sell any liquor at all in their grocery stores until
what's a stream? Stream as in water?
It's called Dom Yard.
Yeah. What do you call it?
What I mean is stream as in a sort of like a little river? Or
like has in his yard.
I'd call that a stream,
Yeah. But we, a few years ago, started finally selling liquor in our grocery stores. I mean, you couldn't even buy beer and wine in the grocery stores. Well, hell, when I first moved here, you couldn't buy liquor at a bar.
Unbelievable.
You had to bring your own liquor to the bar.
Wow.
And then pay these assholes $2 a drink to mix your friggin' drinks with your own friggin' liquor.
Right. Okay.
And they finally passed a...
So you got an R in wash.
Wash.
Yeah, that's why we got an R in wash, yeah. We try to use the ones that other people don't use, like Australia doesn't use a lot of R's either. So those of us that, what's wash? Yeah. Wash your hands, a little soap and water.
No, soap and water.
Crossover.
It's water.
Well, yeah, see, there's another wasted R. Yeah.
Water.
Yeah.
We're having a go the British people here.
Yeah.
British.
But yeah, my dad actually used to bootleg whiskey back when he was a young man. So yeah, moonshine. There's still a few guys that have it, but that, matter of fact, that was about the only way you could get liquor in Oklahoma for a long time, even after Prohibition ended, they outlawed liquor in Oklahoma for the longest time. And when I moved here, and like down in New Mexico, there are some areas down there that are dry counties. You just can't buy anything. You have to cross the county line to the next county that's considered a wet county, buy it, Yeah, and that explains why New Mexico has all their problems because they have, they don't have enough liquored up counties to make themselves happy, so they end up, anyways.
I just want to say hi to this person, by the way. Crossover Paranormal
Yeah.
Society.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's another channel that I enjoy watching because paranormal is something that really interests me. So I generally like to find those paranormal conspiracy channels and many of those as well. But another term I want to throw at you: when you go to a park, children's playground, what do you call a slide? Do you call it anything? Hello, Paul.
Hi, Paul. How you doing?
A slide.
Okay, we call them slippery dips.
Slippery dip.
Slippery dips. That's a good name for it.
Another good one.
Yeah.
You know what? Next time I get together with some friends, I'm going to say, bring the kids. We'll send them on the slippery dips.
Slippery dip, yeah.
Slippery dips, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and with that New England accent of yours, yeah, that would fit in perfect. Y'all really need to use more R's up there. I'm telling you, you need to try and get that instituted.
Just to throw that one.
They've already been washed out.
They've been washed.
Good one.
Washed.
They've been washed out. That's what he said.
I maybe. I can't be certain about that one.
Well, I'll tell you.
I've got another one for you. I've got a list of a few things that I really want to
hang on just a second. I got to go check with my wife to see what
you go. Yep.
All right.
We'll see you right back.
Yep.
He's going to send them to wash the dishes.
Yeah. Well, slides are not slides anymore. And used to be, they're all plastic.
And
I remember those.
Yeah, and Andrew, I'm only 40 minutes south of Boston, not very far.
Well, on Mr. B's comment there, back in the day when they were made out of steel, and you went there in the middle of summer, you get branded. I tell you, now they're just plastic and they're no fun. And they're only about this big, they're about 20 or 30 feet long. But some of the ones that I remember seeing that were 200 and 300 meters long, and they were like that.
Yep.
And if you survived that, then you could survive anything. But even if you died, they say just walk it off.
Yeah, just walk it off.
It weeds out the weak people.
Yeah.
Another term is we have what's called HCT, ham, cheese, and tomato toasty. We call them toasties over here. A toasted sandwich. H for ham, C for cheese, T for tomato. So it could be HT, HC, or HCT, which is the deluxe version.
Yeah. And to answer this question, no, I've never seen a ghost that had a paranormal experience. Never have.
I might have, but I'm not sure. Wash, North Carolina. Yeah, we used to wear. Yep. Back before the helmets became mandatory. Yeah, we survived.
Yeah, we used to actually put things in the spokes just to make noise.
Exactly. I knew someone would say THC. I think we've been over the other one. I think we've been over is you call it Mickey D's or McDonald's, and we call it Macca's.
Macca's, yeah.
Yeah, I think we've been through that one before.
Yeah. I think I've actually used that one in Stump the Yank on Greg's show.
Not anymore because of Dominic.
I'm
going to call it the McChicken Strip Club now.
Yeah. I'm still working on a design. I'm still working on various designs for T-shirts. Here's
a question. They sell McNuggets, right? Chicken McNuggets. Yeah.
That's good, Tim.
Hey, Tim.
Oh, hey, Tim. Hey, little buddy. Anyways, chicken McNuggets or chicken nuggets. Has anybody ever seen nuggets on a chicken,
No.
or even a or a rooster? Yeah.
Yep.
Where do they get those nuggets from?
Exactly.
You could be eating calf fries.
Exactly. And don't get me started on boneless chicken wings. Don't get me started on those either. The boneless chicken wings.
Yeah, Tim saw my. Well, my eye was itching, guys. It really was.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
yeah.
other one that we went over, we've actually been through before, is the beans on toast.
Oh, beans on toast.
Yeah, don't
Uh,
mention. We're not bringing up Rocky Mountain oysters. It's no discussion on that. Yeah,
well,
beans on toast.
that's what calf fries are, by the
Yeah.
way.
Oh, okay. No worries.
We've been saying it
Rocky
wrong
Mountain
the time. It's chicken nuggets.
chicken nuggets. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Yeah.
Baked beans on toast.
I could see that. Now, my wife, she likes brown beans or pinto beans,
Mm-hmm.
cooked up, and which is the same beans they use to make refried beans.
And I love them
Okay.
too.
Yeah. Well, she likes brown beans, and she takes a slice of bread and tears it up and drops it into the beans and mixes it all up. Like, I don't like it because I don't like soggy bread, but and she does that because I'm too lazy to cook her cornbread, which is what she usually has with her brown beans. But
Lloyd,
actually, yeah,
let me ask you a question. Do you know what the difference is between a garbanzo bean and a chickpea? I've
no, I
never had a
hadn't.
garbanzo bean on my face before.
I could see that one coming.
Oh, I should have. I knew that
I
joke too. I
telegraphed
just
it.
boom right over my
Oh
head.
no.
Woo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other, speaking about other things on toast, we do spaghetti, tin spaghetti on toast as well for breakfast. It's another strange cuisine that we have, or as they say,
For breakfast.
cuisine for
For
breakfast.
breakfast.
Yeah, it's a strange cuisine we have down here.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd rather have the Vegemite on toast than I would spaghetti for breakfast.
Mm.
Hey, it's good once you get used to it,
Yeah.
and I mean that first time I took it is like, because my mate from Adelaide, Grant, Mr. Stay Drunk, that you see in the chat sometimes.
Yeah, Grant.
Oh, he sent me that tube, and I like an idiot. I just put it out like a big line of toothpaste and stuck it in my mouth all at once, like, oh my God, it was like, oh, but once I started, I could. I can see the spaghetti and toast together as long as it was like garlic toast. Because when we have spaghetti, I'll put butter and then garlic powder on the bread, and then I've got it toasted. Then I can run it through it like that, and then I have my garlic bread and toast.
And I've got another thing for you. Sort of ice blocks in a little bit of plastic. I think you call them freezies or something like that.
Freeze
I'm
pops?
trying to work out.
Oh, popsicles! Yeah.
I think that we call them Zupa Dupas over here.
Super dupers.
Yeah,
Okay.
And what is it again? What does it look like?
it's sort of like a Slurpee.
Oh,
Frozen in a little plastic thing that you.
I know that's the shape of a cone. A snow cone.
Yes, yeah, Zupa Duper.
Yeah, we call them snow
Freeze
cones.
pops. No, I think
Freeze
he's talking
pops?
about freeze pops. Yeah.
Yeah,
They have like frozen Kool-Aid in them, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Freeze pops. Yeah, that's what we call them here.
Or is he talking Italian ices?
Yeah, could be.
Yeah. Because a freeze pop is just like in the shape of a stick.
Yeah, it's just in a plastic. It's in a plastic tube with. It's got Kool-Aid in it that's frozen. You know. They're about this wide and about that long. You cut off the tip and just
and they're sort of like 10, 10 of them. They're cut to each other, and you've got to
right.
Yeah, they call them freeze pops.
Freeze pops. They're just now. It's the time of year they're just now starting to put them out because we're starting to get into warmer.
Starting to disappear from our shelves now.
Yeah, and they sell them now. You can buy, I don't know, 50 or 100 of them at a time. You know, and it's like. But what I don't understand, and maybe you guys can answer me. I don't know if they do this in Australia, but why in the hell did they put the lime flavored ones in there?
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
You know, who likes like lime jello? Why do they make that crap?
Exactly.
You know, lime freeze pops.
The lime ones are good. I found the perfect use for them. You put them in a margarita in the summertime.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like extra ice.
Yeah.
Okay, that would be the only reason because I'm telling you what, and of course, those are the ones that end up being left in our freezer for a year or two because no, Judy won't eat them, I won't eat them, and it's like, I guess I could start giving them to the dogs. Maybe they'd like them, but and our male Chihuahua is finally starting to settle down. Boy, first,
good.
Yeah, first 4 days after his surgery, I thought I was going to kill him because I guess he was working out the last little bit of testosterone he still had in his system. Our 120-pound Great Pyrenees, his shoulder was being abused. You know, it's like big dog be laying there and there to be the little dog going, just going away at it like, knock it off. Dog would look up, big dog.
It was your show the other day. Yeah, he was really.
Yeah. Oh my God! And
he was
getting a great. He was, and he was fighting with our Pomeranian. They were getting into some nasty fights, and I ended up, having to put my foot between him to break him up and kind of scoot him out of the way. I didn't want to drop kick him. I came close, but I didn't. But yeah, he's the last 2 days, 3 days now. Last 2 days, he's been like, okay, whatever. Oh, you told me no. I guess maybe I should start listening. I might not get in trouble. So, but boy, that first, really about up until about the first week, he was just like, he had a little testosterone left in his system. By God, he was going to use it.
Yeah, I was wondering how long it was going to take someone to bring up marriage.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I didn't bring my phone with me, but it looks pretty bad. They've got him all laid out like he's a sacrificial lamb. Yeah. And you could, I think I showed on my show Monday. It's like, yep. And I, my other dogs, I didn't feel bad, but we got them cut just as they started the show, so they didn't really have time. We let this one go because at one point we thought we were going to breed him, and then we decided to get his sister, his younger sister, and we decided, okay, we're not going to breed him. It's like, oh my God, it's like this was I wouldn't have felt bad if I'd have done it when he was a pup, like just 5 months old, which is about when they do it, because they're not really dropped. But this poor guy, he had everything there, and he was trying to use it, and But anyways,
a couple more that I'll add to this list. Do you know what flannel shirts are?
Yeah.
We call them flanos over here.
Flanos, okay.
Flanos.
Anybody Lloyd's age or my age who grew up and were in the 90s know what a flannel is because we all watched Home Improvement.
Yeah.
Hell, I grew up in Colorado. We wore them, in the wintertime, is it? Yeah. Definitely. I just got here. Please tell me we're talking about answering that. Yeah. We are talking about my poor dog that was, he was getting a bit nuts, so we denutted him.
Yeah.
Now he's not as nutty as he used to be.
Yep.
Yep.
And another
And
piece of clothing, you call them sweatpants. We
you
call
call
them
them
trachydacs.
trachydacs, yeah, yeah. I knew it was. I was thinking tachydacs. It was trachydacs, yeah.
Trachydacs,
That,
yeah.
yeah, that one I
Tracksuit
knew.
pants
Well,
become.
here's for Paul. Do you know what it means? Because you've heard this already, and Paul may have too. Do you know what it means to spit the dummy, toss the teddy, and prang the pram?
Yeah.
What does it mean?
Jerk off.
No. That's what it sounds like, but no. Spit the dummy, toss the teddy, prang the pram means you're having a. It's a reference to you a tantrum because the dummy, of course, is a pacifier.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
spit out the dummy, you toss your teddy out of the crib, and you wreck your carriage that you're in or your stroller.
Actually,
Crash.
similar one there is to have a sook.
A
When
sook?
someone's having a real sook. S-O-O-K.
So, yeah.
A sook.
Yeah, they're sulking.
Yeah, sulking. Yeah.
Yeah.
See if I can find a few more to throw at people. Okay. I think we've been through this one before. Oh, well, we'll get back to something that's similar to a drone. A weed whacker. You call them weed
Yeah.
whackers,
Yeah.
and we call them whippersnippers.
Whippersnippers.
Whippersnippers. Okay.
Yep.
Say that again, Paul. I didn't understand it without the R's. Say that again.
Whippersnipper.
See, even in the United States, just the difference of the North and the South. I mean, we have language barriers, you know.
Yep.
I remember I was working in this as when I was working years ago, and I was working at a convenience store, and this guy come in, and he's walking through. He goes, "Where's the soup?" And so I pointed at him, and no, where's the soup? And I said, "Well, there it is." I said, "We got vegetable, we got tomato, we got what kind?" No. He says, "To wash with." You mean soap? And he goes, "Yeah." I said, "Where the hell are you from?" And he was from someplace up north, you know, in up. It wasn't Massachusetts. It was probably like Maine or someplace like that, you know. Because where's the soup? And I kept pointing at him like, "What is this guy demented?" And he was looking for soap, but he called it soup.
Weird.
Yeah. But I think he was from Maine.
Yep. That's a whippersnapper. A whippersnapper is a young kid, not a whippersnipper.
Yeah.
I have enough voice
Another
release.
one. While we're on that sort of thing, there's a great sketch by two English comedians. One is Ronnie Corbett, and the other is Ronnie Barker. And it's a 7-minute sketch on YouTube, and it's called Four Candles. And the guy comes in and says, "I want 4 candles." So the guy comes in. It's a hardware store. So he's walking around, and he comes back with 4 candles, as in, 4 candles you light. And he said, "No,
Yeah.
I want 4 candles. The one you put on the fork for the,
Pitchfork.
pitchfork. Yeah, X-Wing. Now we've got X-Wing. Yeah, go out and check his channel. He's another one that's from my area. I'm north, he's south.
Okay. Yeah.
So go out and check his channel. Ibrahim's here as well.
How you doing?
But yeah, you've got to check out the X-Wing. He does some really good train videos as well.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, drop the links to your channel in the chat, or if
Drop
you have
the
a
link,
link,
X-Wing.
click on their name.
James, drop your link in there.
I'm still here, and I'm going to be listening, but I'm going to be talking, but I'm off camera for a moment.
Okay, if anybody wants to drop their link, please do. But yeah, this comedy sketch goes for 7 minutes. and it's words that sound very similar. Fork handles and fork handles.
Fork handles. Ah, I get it.
Fork handles and
Fork
fork handles.
handles. Yeah,
Yeah,
fork handles. Fork handles. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. You just have to go to YouTube and type in fork handles. The two Ronnies, and it's 7 minutes long, and it's about 50 years old, I reckon. And it is the funniest thing you'll ever see. They find things that are very similar because he says, "Oh, I want hose." So he comes out with a garden hose.
Right.
And he said, "No, I want hose." So he comes out with a hoe, and he said, "No, I want hose. The ones you wear, hose."
Hose. Yeah.
Oh, he's talking about pantyhose.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, they didn't all. You're probably too young to remember, but they didn't always used to be pantyhose. Matter of fact, those I remember. I actually remember when legs pantyhose and the little egg thing first came out. That shows how old I am. But I can remember when they came out. They were like the biggest thing. That all the ladies thought they were fantastic.
Leggings.
Yeah. Well, legs were pantyhose in an egg, and they didn't have to wear the the garter belt. That was legs.
I remember them.
Yeah, I remember. I remember when they came the first time, the first advertisements of them on television. They first showed up in the store. Like, women thought they were great. But
Hey, JDS. He's
yeah,
first.
he's
First
first, right?
again. He's first. Amazing. Okay, I'll see if I can find a few more things that are.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, women wearing hose, I think, especially the old fashioned kind, they really look nice with
Yeah.
the kind that had the seam that went up the back, and it gave you something for your eyes to focus on.
Oh, most definitely. I totally
You
agree
know,
with
it's like,
that.
yeah, that was
Oh, shit.
Yep, this stream's going south, Dominic.
real fast. Yeah,
Here we go.
so it's already gone. It's
The
the
train.
chat that's taking it there. Yeah,
Oh, no, the train is just about to derail, I tell you.
yeah.
Let's see if we can get it back on track. Oh, no. Oh, here we go.
But
Okay, well,
yes, exactly. Yeah, they'd have to straighten the seams on their silk stockings. Yeah. Well, nylons came out during World War II because all the silk was being used for parachutes during
exactly.
the war. So they developed the nylon was being used for a lot of stuff, but they took the nylons to make hose, and they were cheaper because there's only about the only place they could get silk stockings, at least it was like in France. Of course the Germans had all that.
Don't mention the war.
How you doing, G?
Yeah. Yeah, well, that was a bit of history, but or can't talk about history, right? Yeah,
Yeah, we're not allowed to. Yeah,
Nylon
that
was a
is correct,
laboratory mistake.
Akira. Yeah, nylon
exactly.
was a laboratory mistake.
Yeah,
Nah, history. History is something that I really do enjoy,
I do too.
especially aviation history. Yeah, don't
Yeah,
mention that. We're not allowed to talk about that. Aviation history is a certain thing that I do really enjoy.
Yeah.
I'll watch hours and hours of that stuff.
I was lucky that I was in the Air Force during the time that some of the aviation history was we I helped develop, help work on it,
Yeah, your next
like
door
the
neighbors were the Wright brothers, weren't they?
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh, now that's Andrew
RG
has just
rocks.
brought up a big topic. We could talk about this for hours. I do believe there has to be some sort of alien life.
Well, I'm
We
pretty
are
sure
just a
there.
dot.
Yeah, I'm
So,
pretty sure that there is life on other planets throughout the universe. I just don't think they came here, or if they did, they saw us, shook their head, and went the other way.
that's what I reckon. I
Yeah, you know, uh,
I don't think we're mentally capable of being able to broaden our minds to something like that. And I
yeah.
think it
I,
just,
I, I think a lot of people could, but I think, you know, uh, being mentally capable, be able to, I think we were probably better. I think we were probably better prepared for it 20 years ago. I think
mm,
now they'd look at it and go, "Do we really
yeah,
want to be part of this? I don't think
no,
so." Hell, we're
just
living
keep
in it. And
driving.
I don't want to be. Yeah, we're living in it. And I don't want to be part of it. It's like
Mm,
we got some. There's some seriously disturbing things going on around our world, and it.
mm.
But
Maybe, hello, Mark, the tech guy. Maybe we need uh, people from another planet to come down and just say,
yeah,
hey, you've got to get your shit together.
yeah, it would.
Haven't
Yeah,
you learned
somebody
anything
needs.
from movies and television?
They never come in peace. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we never, yeah.
This is why they want to dominate the human race, and this is why two things. One, I don't think they're going to come here because they don't want to dominate us because we're already, they don't want to take the chance of our stupidity infiltrating their lives. And two, according to the news today, AI is going to kill us all anyway, so they'll just wait for the
Yeah,
computers to take over and kill us, and then they'll come back.
I'm liking this AI thing.
I do, but I've said it
To
before.
a point.
Yeah. I mean, for like the what is GP chat? Is that what it's called?
ChatGPT. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
chat
love
GP.
typing shit into
I
that.
I
Just
like
getting
it,
a,
but what worries me is we're allowing we're losing some of our artistic abilities by allowing that to do our writing for us. And I think in
yes,
in the
I
case of
do feel
college,
that is a valid point.
and I
But I
think
do
that
think that you come up with the idea and it finishes something off for you, but it also does it quicker than you can do it.
yeah, that what worries me is college students. Let's take them for example, which
Yeah,
they're pretty
I can
messed up
understand where
anyways.
you're going with.
If the college student does this, where are they going to learn to think for themselves when they let something else that's faster and easier do the thinking for them? And I think that's
Oh, yeah,
I think that's
I
the
can see.
case.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah,
I can see
that's what
that.
bothers me about
But
it.
if you're wanting to expand on something, if you've already written something and you want to take the spelling errors out, or you just want to broaden it a
Yeah,
little bit, then that's how I feel. That
yeah,
that's how it's
yeah,
worked for me. Where you just use you get an
yeah.
idea and it can expand that
Hey,
idea
Maddie.
quicker than you can think about it.
Yeah, there are certain times and places I'm sure it is very useful, but again, it's like Maddie put up there. You know, James Patterson, Tolkien, and unfortunately, I hate to say it, we don't have anybody who's filling their filling their boots, like Tolkien and Pat, because I mean, look at the movie industry. They're remaking. Sometimes they're making third versions of a particular episode.
I won't mention a
And
few names that they've
you know,
ruined, but
yeah, and they figure that if they wait 10 years, the next audience will be okay with it and they'll get it right that time. It's just. I mean, look at Ghostbusters. Good God, they've
I
done.
wasn't gonna mention Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
That was
three
the first
versions.
one I thought of.
Yeah, three different versions of that. You got the original Ghostbusters with their sequels. With this sequel. Then you got the other Ghostbusters, the second one with the ladies' version, and then you got the kids' version, which I think the kids' version and the originals. I think they tied those together well. But, okay, they updated it. But look at all of the movies out there. Where are the original ideas at?
Yeah, I'd like to say this, too. Akarashi Warren said, when I was a senior in high school, I was forbidden the use of an electronic calculator. I still have my dad's slide rule, though. I remember back when I was in elementary school, they said, don't use the calculator. You're not always going to have one in your pocket. Liars.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, I remember Texas Instrument, the first that big
TI-48 or TI-99?
The earliest one, the first one that came, the first big.
Probably even before that one, yeah.
Yeah, it was. I can't remember now, but the damn instruction book on it was that friggin' thick, and I bought my father-in-law, who is or former father-in-law. He was born like in 1913, and he got one of these first. And I'm going. He showed it to me, and I got to have one. I bought the damn things. Took quite a bit of money to buy it, but they were expensive. They were like $100 back in the 70s when they came out. I bought one. Never could use the damn thing because I was too lazy to read the friggin' instruction book. And it was a programmable. Yeah, TI-85. Yeah. Yeah, I think mine was TI-45 or something like that, or maybe. But, I mean, they had just come out with that. That was the first handheld calculators. And they used the red LEDs,
I remember those.
It was before the LCDs, they went from the LEDs, the red LEDs, and they switched over to the LCD. Everything went liquid crystal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Then all of a sudden they came back to that's a TI-85 and so I remember, and that one's got the LCD screen. The one I have had a little panel that was all red LEDs. So yeah, it was in the early 90s. Yeah.
Yeah.
One I was talking about.
When you look at how technology has moved so quickly, you go.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the mid 80s.
Mid-80s, yeah.
If you had a digital watch, people would think, "Oh, you're wow, NM, hello there." If you had a digital watch, everybody would think, "Oh, wow,
right,
you're really good." And then you had a calculator watch, and people would look at you. And then we just kept going up and up and up to the point where if you had a laptop, people would think, "Oh, look at how rich you are."
Yeah, I think I can't remember what, because I was in a chat the other night and they were talking about their first laptop, and it used MS DOS, and it was a monochrome green panel. Yeah, that was my first one, but my first computer was a TRS-80 that you plugged into. We actually bought a
tape drive.
Well, no, we bought a color TV, a 13-inch color TV, plug into it.
Yeah, I remember that.
Because they were cheaper than a monitor was at the time. So, and then I bought the
point.
tapes and I bought the, what was that?
Yeah, Tandy.
Yeah, Tandy Radio Shack. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, Tandy Radio Shack. And you know,
Yeah.
and I had that one. Then I went on and got me a Commodore
Commodore
80.
64.
Yeah, Commodore 64.
They had a
And
Commodore 64, and then they had the Amiga 128.
yeah, 128. I never got that one. I got the Commodore 64, which had color. You know,
Yeah.
you know,
That's what I learned to program on.
yeah. Well, I learned, I learned basic. I'd learned when I was in the service. I was learning. I learned Cobalt and Fortran.
Yeah,
And then
I learned how to do that as well.
Then I went. Apple had a store here back in the '80s, and I took their programming course and learned to write in Apple DOS.
Yeah.
And then learned BASIC when I got my TRS 80, and I actually programmed a game.
Yep.
Because this was out. War Games, that movie with Matthew Broderick.
Yeah,
that was one of those movies that inspired me to get into computers. That and Superman 3 with Richard Pryor.
Well, I actually programmed thermonuclear, whatever that was, a thermonuclear war or something like that. And and it was basically just a numbers thing. You'd put in a number like you were going to, or a name like Moscow, the USSR, and it would make, you'd see the little line. It'd make a launch over there, explosion. Then you'd calculate how many were dead. Then it would send back, and I programmed all that in. And it was a fun game. I played it over and over. Never did anything with it. Just when the computer died and I lost the tape, it just out to the trash. But actually, no, I think that computer I traded to my cousin for something. I think a smoker.
Another
War
movie
Games.
Another movie with Tron.
Tron. A good one that is fun that I still watch is Hackers with what is her name? She played she's the movie star that's adopted all the kids. She played Angelina Jolie, that's who it was.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. When she was a kid, and it had I can't remember the guy's name, but he went on to, he's a British actor, but yeah, Hackers is a good one, If you want, especially if you want to see the history of but I also was taking a course in the first program that I was ever involved writing was done on IBM punch cards, and and it was just basically making a list of trying to they were trying to compile a database. Yeah, Angelina Jolie, yeah, but he used a paperclip though. Oh yeah. Yeah, you could do that. You could do that to on those old analog, because they were analog, and all you had to do is be able to make the tone by shorting across that. But yeah, I've been playing with computers. I probably know less about them now because I know what I'm looking for in one when I need it, but I have to go back through and on a payphone. Yeah,
changing so quickly because we go from you go from a really old laptop that just had a color. We went to a color screen, and you had to add everything after that, and then later on we have ones with the they had a camera inbuilt, and then we just keep going on and just
Yeah,
to
my
each
first
iteration and each generation.
my first probably big computer, what would be considered a home PC, was a an Apple IIe
Yeah, I remember
that,
those.
and it had a 2 megabyte hard drive.
Yeah, yeah. Three.
I mean,
You had the three and a half, the 3 1/4 inch floppy, and a two megabyte hard drive.
yeah,
And you
yeah.
had a nice little mouse.
Well, the Apple IIe and my first PCs both had the not the little 3.5 inch, but the bigger
Fives.
five and a quarter inch. I think they were. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I over here, which I can't get to because there's too much crap. I've got I still got some of those discs that I just haven't thrown them out. I mean, I don't have anything to read them on. They wouldn't play anyways, But yeah,
And then we
I
went up the
remember
next.
Aggression.
right there,
Yeah.
right there. Yeah, that
Yeah.
biggest one was that's what they used on more of your commercial
Mainframes.
mainframe stuff. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
This is the
As a matter
size.
of
The
fact,
orange one's the size of the one they did Oregon Trail on.
Mm.
right. I remember that. Yeah, yeah. That when one of those places I worked at, but before I retired, was this guy had these huge, in-house computers. We're talking they were huge, and every night my job was to take the hard drive or the memory drive and go put it in the safe and take the other. And in the mornings, the first thing I did was go get the one. And he had two places, so I'd go take the one drive out and take it, out of the machine after it was shut down. Would take it, and it was a big round thing with platters underneath it. It kind of big handle on plastic handle, locked it in place and dropped it down, And this thing weighed about 10, 12 pounds. And I picked this thing up and take and put it in my vehicle. Then I'd drive across town to the other place that he had, which he had a safe in there. Take that drive out, drive back, drop it into or put it in the safe in the main office. So in the morning they could take it. So everything was backed up on a daily basis, and you didn't have your newest backup in case there was a fire in the main building. You had, they'd have to burn down both buildings, and it had to be hot enough to burn through the safe. So, yeah, it was, and I up in my attic, I still have the books for learning to program on that damn thing, and it's like 3 books this thick, and I mean, it's just times have changed, that's for sure.
So Lloyd, I'm curious. You got a thing behind you that says Grumpy's bail bonds. Were you a bail bond? Were you a bail bondsman?
Nope. That is from Ken Heron.
Oh, okay.
Ken Heron and Barkley were driving. Barkley was driving, and Ken Heron was, and they drove through a town, and they just happened to go by it, and they stopped, and Ken Heron took the picture and sent it to me.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and so from that point on, I've been using the Grumpy's bail bonds. But yeah, I'm retired out of the service. So,
thank you for your service.
well, in my day, it was at least with my family, it was just something we did.
Yeah.
I was smart. I went into the Air Force rather than the Army or the Marines or the Navy. So all we did was mow lawns. So at least that's what everybody else. That's what everybody else says. So.
That's the next one.
Yeah.
And then we got the 28.8 modem, and then we started going to bulletin boards and things like that.
You're talking about this comment from Brett?
Yeah, we got the bulletin boards, And then the next level up was dial-up internet.
Yeah.
And then dial-up
When I think about back then, I still think about the amount of fun that I had with an Etch-a-Sketch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. It, you know, it was a different time. It was fun, you know, because I was, you know, once I started in computers, it was like I'd bring one home and,
I remember those books.
oh, yeah. Okay, Mr. B. Brother and I joined that. Well, thank you for your service too. You know, that's the thing. I was lucky in my service. I got to work on the first 6 A-10s the Air Force had, you know, the Warthog. And, man, that was, we were doing stuff then that was unheard of. You know, we tested the first infrared, imaging infrared cameras. They were in they happened to be in a missile, you know, an air to ground missile, but that's where the Air Force got their first, you know, night vision. That's how they got their first night vision. They would put one of these missiles once they came into production. They put one of them on the aircraft and use them for night vision because they didn't have anything else at the time. And then after that, they took that. They took the technology out of that and put it into the refitted the A-10s, which the A-10 pilots were the first one to get night vision, and it kind of snowballed just like computers did. It just got faster and faster, and more advanced stuff, you know.
Yep.
But I mean,
Brother Ken, I'd agree with that comment. Yeah.
yeah, I like an Etch-a-Sketch as much as anybody, you know.
Yeah.
I actually bought 2 of my grandkids miniature Rubik's cubes. Yeah, I bought them a Yahtzee game and a miniature Rubik's cube. I said, when you got friends over, you can play Yahtzee. When you're by yourself, you got a Rubik's cube. You know.
Yeah.
It's like I have an idea. They didn't know what in the hell to do with them. Yeah. He's getting sick. Yeah, his you know, I still enjoy him, but
Yeah.
you know, he's been at it for a long time. Yeah, everybody's got, you know, that's what's nice about YouTube. You can find something I'll tell you what, before his show started tonight, I was actually watching a movie called Shazam Origins. It was filmed in the 1930s or 40s, and it was about the original Captain Marvel, who was actually, they had to rename it to Shazam after a long lawsuit. And speaking of crazy, Don. There's Don.
How you doing, Don?
My damn teeth are loose.
Minor adjustments.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go in and have them. I mean, there's some sort of titanium alloy that they use. You know, last ones I got were all plastic, and they didn't fit worth a crap. At least these, you know, fit pretty good, and they're comfortable. So, but I broke them in enough now. I'm gonna have to go in and have a, you know, because last time I think she adjusted a set like this, she had to heat it up with a little torch to get it soft enough to bend it. Like, damn.
But another thought.
Well, my eyebrows are dark, but my hair's got a lot of gray in it. So
another thought I want to bring up, because we've got a fairly diverse age range here, is that when I was young, I used to fly those little model airplanes, like the Cox 049 and other remote control planes. And this 40 years ago, I didn't think that in the future that we would have a piece of technology that we can put up there, and it's effectively a mobile television studio. It just blows my mind.
Yeah, I mean,
what you can do.
Well, look at what we're using right now. This technology we're using here. I mean, who'd have thought we'd have been able to talk with people
Yeah,
around the world
exactly.
on camera?
Yeah,
I mean, when I first started doing gaming, we were using Roger Wilco,
yeah.
which was a voice IP program.
Mm.
And it's the first time I got to talk to Australians in real time, or got to talk to them at all,
Yeah.
and without having to pay a small fortune on a friggin' phone.
Mm.
But yeah, and like you said, it's uh, drones have changed the movie industry, and I'm sure anybody who flies a drone now looks at especially if it's one of those Hallmark movies. My
Mm.
God, they use the hell out of drone video.
Yeah.
Everything.
And one thing I'd really noticed is, I don't know if I've spoken about this before, but there's a English program called Death in Paradise. It's a
I watched that.
crime.
As a matter of fact, Judy's watching it right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I watch that on a regular basis,
yeah,
and you can tell that all the camera shots, all
yeah.
the
All the
area,
drone shots. Yeah, yeah. I'll be
and there's
sitting there and
actually
say,
and there's actually one episode where you actually see a Mavic 2 being flown.
yes, yes,
See,
yeah,
Dominic, I wish you could tell me this stuff during the day, but Dominic doesn't call me till after 7 because that's when we have free nights and weekends.
Exactly, yeah.
yeah,
Oh, remember those days. Mm.
yeah, yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
I watch a lot of programs these days and I'm going, they can't do that with a helicopter.
Well, yeah, and that's it.
Mm.
Sorry, didn't mean to take that off this so quick.
No, no. Let's see. Wanted an extra model that didn't fly. Now I have a drone that's smaller than that model and can fly. Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And you see, I mean, I started noticing it. It's like they hired a drone operator to come in and film a couple of outside shots that
Mm.
would have been done with a crane, a crane camera,
Yeah.
like, or a helicopter, as you say. Well, they got this guy and he's shooting in 4K and it looks really good.
It's
So they
something this
use
big.
something that's no big. They use the hell out of it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like they wouldn't have filmed that many outdoor shots in those camera crane shots. They wouldn't have done it back, you know, 8 years ago. They wouldn't have done it. Now it's like, or 10 years ago, now they would have motion shots done inside or on a set where they could green screen it and reuse old footage for that. But no, now it's like, they hire a guy and
I think
they want to get
at most of our sporting events, I reckon they're using drones now.
yeah. Yeah, I think they're
Because
still.
the way you can see they pan the camera,
Yeah, yeah.
it just looks like that.
Now the NFL, I don't know if they're still doing it now or not, but they were using a crane,
Yeah, spider
a
cam, as we call it.
a wire cam. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
on
we've
a
got that here.
zip line. Yeah, zip line
Zipline,
type
yeah.
thing. Yeah,
Spider cam is what we call it.
yeah,
Because currently, as we speak, this weekend, the Formula One,
yeah,
there's a Formula One race down here at Albert Park.
yeah. I knew there was a Formula One race coming up here
Yeah,
because
it's
I talked to Grant a couple nights ago and he's talking about it.
day 2.
Okay, yeah,
I think qualifying's either this afternoon or tomorrow, our time. We've also, because we're filled with sport at the moment.
Baseball cap, guys.
We've got we've got at the moment we've got the Melbourne Garden and Flower Show, and that's on. We've got the Formula One coming this weekend, and
right.
our football, the AFL, is has started, and that goes over 6 months, and we're 3 weeks into that sport, which James the X-wing will know about.
Right,
He
right.
he also
Can I just
knows
keep his
about that
comment
sport
up here
too.
for the rest of the
Yep.
stream, Dominic? Is that okay?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, why not?
Baseball cap guy is the best. Okay.
You know,
Well,
there's only one thing I see wrong with your baseball cap.
it's the wrong team.
No, I don't care what team's on it.
Yeah.
The bill is not rounded. It's
Yeah.
flat.
It is a little bit.
Oh, you got to put a good curl into it, man. You got
Yeah.
to.
I like it.
Yeah.
Every hat I get, I take that thing and just curl it up. Because,
Yeah. Yeah.
but,
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way my military hat was,
Hey,
my
look, I
fatigue cap.
think Don nailed it. We didn't even notice this. Look at it's the blue shirt show.
Yeah.
Oh, Paul, he sent me a message. Didn't he tell you to wear a blue shirt, or did you just manage to grab one?
I just knew.
You just knew. Okay.
Just knew.
Yeah, I hadn't even noticed it. That we're all 97 year in Benning. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was in the Air Force, but because of what I did as a ROMAD, which no longer exists, that was part of my cross train, I had to make one jump out of an aircraft, and it was a lanyard was hooked up, and I said I wasn't going to jump, and my instructor pushed me out the door, and I screamed all the way down like a little girl.
Mm.
That's why I joined the Air Force, so I didn't have to jump out of perfect good airplanes.
Yep.
But
I thought so.
I had to get the qualification, so I did it.
Mm.
It's the scariest thing I've ever done in my life, and I kid you not, I'd never do it again.
Just to qualify something, there's a little bit of a private joke between me and the X-wing.
Tomorrow afternoon is well.
Where it says "ha ha," that comment is a bit of a private joke between us with the Australian Football League.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah, but my head fits in the hat.
Mm.
Yeah, it doesn't hang down over your ears. I did notice that. Yeah. But if the American football players had to play Australian League football, they would, 90% of them would not make it. I don't think they could run a full game because, Australian League football is like a cross between soccer and rugby,
Mm.
and, isn't it more rugby oriented rather than?
Well, it is. It's an oval ball, so it's not round.
Oval ball, yeah. It's not the round ball.
And you actually can hold the ball and run with it, but you've got to bounce. You've got to bounce that ball, and you have to bounce the ball every 10 meters.
So actually, it's a cross between rugby and basketball. Wow.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, I've watched quite a few Australian football rules games, and it's like our guys couldn't handle it. They couldn't handle it. I do the same thing, and it's been many years since I was in the service, but I still, and every so often I catch myself starting off on the wrong foot, and I do a change step. I just automatically I just change to where I'm going left, right, left instead of, because once you start off like that, it gets.
The other thought is we've got a lot of our footballers that've gone on to the NFL as a kicker.
Yeah, as a place kicker, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Hardly any of the American footballers have come to play our game. It's all gone in the other direction.
And I think it's because, say what you want about football. I think the problem is they're a bunch of pampered princesses.
Yeah, they are becoming a bit like that.
A good portion of the Australian Football League are not all, a lot of them have other jobs, or, they work outside, or they used to. Now they may be all professional leagues now. And, but there was a lot of those guys that they had to work Monday through Friday,
Yeah.
And
it's starting to become more professional where
I they actually work for the league.
They
Yeah,
actually have one. Yeah, because there's a lot of bargaining and unions and unionised and
right,
all that
right,
sort of. They have to have at least one day off. The AFL, which is the governing body of the 18 clubs, have stated
right,
that they can't. There's one day where they're not allowed to do anything, and they have to basically go off and do something else. So
right, right, and it should be
they're
that
not
way.
allowed to
They
train 24 hours. They can only train a certain amount of time because the
right,
overtraining seems to hurt
and
the
it does.
situation.
You know,
Because you can
it's
overtrain.
yeah, you can. Uh, but and Dustin, I didn't know all that. Yeah, he's been all over. Yeah, yeah, I've been to a few fun places. You know, uh, back in the day, but I think my favorite thing was working on the 18 aircraft, the weapon
That would
systems.
be.
I worked on the things that would make other things go boom. That was, I knew that anything I was putting on that aircraft was going to cause mayhem and destruction somewhere else, which I thought was fun.
Oh, damn, he's getting snow. So we have a Facebook watcher, Aaron Specs Australia.
Yep,
Oh, he's in Australia.
another one from Australia. Yep.
Oh, Mark, the tech guy is getting. So where do you live at, Mark? Oh, in Ontario. I see that now. Yeah. Yeah.
Hello.
This has been a weird winter.
Yeah.
Everywhere. And I mean, we've had. It's like right now we're in the beginning parts or in the middle. We're in the probably about a quarter of the way
It's
through
really
our
hard to
tornado
describe.
season. Yeah, we have tornado season here. Everybody else has spring. Oklahoma has tornado season. Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, and Texas is tornado season.
He said Aussie rules are very similar to rugby. I know
Similar
a
to
lot
rugby.
of gridiron players came here to watch both games, and they said would definitely not do what we do here.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly. And that's
We've had a couple of American sportsmen come over here, and they look at the game and they go, "What?" They're just amazed. Especially, and here's something we're talking about the Formula One. We've got a local guy, Oscar Piastri, the in Formula One, and he's a local boy. He's from Melbourne.
yeah. Is that
So I
the
thought I'd
one?
just
Is that the one that left for a while? Now he's back with. And they just did. I just saw a video of a guy, and they said, "Welcome back," and it shows him driving a Formula One car through the country down dirt roads, and
I don't know about that one.
yeah. Let me see if I can find it while we're sitting here. Let me go to my.
Oh,
I probably won't be able to find
if
it.
you can find it quicker, that's fine because we're coming up to our 2 hours. So.
Yeah. When I find it, I'll send you the link. But he drives his Formula One car everywhere, and it's an advertisement for he's back with the team, and so yeah, it's a really good, it's a good commercial. It's fun. It's kind of neat, and he's being chased by a guy in a motorcycle who does jumps.
We're just about
yeah.
Hey, Uncle Bill. Yep, we're just about to wrap it up here.
Yes, we are.
Wait, we're not going to have someone come in and try to hijack the ending?
I didn't send Gary the link.
I got him.
Say,
I got him good. I didn't let him do it. He was going to try to do it during the USDS show Sunday. I said, nope.
I do think it's hilarious.
Gary is he's a character. I've had him on my show. I
think it's hilarious, though.
Yeah, it was fun. It was all in good fun.
Yeah. Because I thought just in closing, the stream I had with Matt North and Gary this morning, or my morning, your night.
Right.
I think it was 6 p.m. Eastern because it was 9 p.m. my time.
Right.
So I thought that was a really good show because you've got two of the very unique characters, I must say.
So it was you and Matt and Gary?
Yeah, it's Gary's show. I was co-host, and Matt
Oh,
was the
okay.
guest.
Yeah, what time is it? I always miss his show for some reason.
It's 6
I think
p.m.
it's.
Eastern, so I don't know what because you're Mountain
Oh, that's
Time.
right. It's the hour. Yeah, no, I'm Central Time. He's just an hour ahead of me.
Okay.
Listen,
I don't
there are
get
so
the.
many shows, Lloyd. It's almost impossible to see them all. The only one
Yeah.
that has mastered it is Dominic, and he won't tell us how.
Well, there is a chart out that Johnny Dronefire puts,
has.
and it's a really good chart. But I
Yeah,
don't.
I
And
do.
the other thing is, I don't get notifications all the time.
Johnny D.
And yeah, because I intended to watch Gary's show, and I forgot. I forgot what I was doing.
There are a number of shows that I do like to prioritize, especially when they sit on top of each other.
Right.
I'll prioritize various ones. So,
will you be doing this next week, or
one more week?
Tammie Jean?
One
more week.
There's one more week.
Yeah. Okay. But it's an hour. It starts an hour earlier this time, right?
Yeah, because we go out of daylight saving. Daniel Ricciardo, I think's the X-wing has just said. James has said.
Yeah.
Ricciardo. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That's him.
Mm.
Actually, it's not just a time change. It's that Ken Heron isn't doing a show next week.
Yeah, exactly. So I go right back.
So, yeah, right. You go back. Yeah. Okay.
8 o'clock's a good time. 10 is kind of late, especially for a 2-hour show.
Right. Especially if you're East Coast, that's putting it up on midnight.
8 o'clock.
Midnight. Yeah.
Mm. Okay. Well, let's go around the room and we'll say our goodbyes. I'll choose Paul. Oh, I've hit the wrong button again. Bugger.
See, Tammie wouldn't have done that.
They're too close to each other.
Yeah, Tammie wouldn't have done that. Tammie would have kept me on there. See, you're already in trouble.
Yeah, but they're so close to each other. Trying to make it big and then remove them.
No, he was nice to me the whole show until the end. He's like, "Get this guy out of here."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, that's what happens when you hit the wrong button.
Yeah, I just I always like to promote mental health awareness. If there are people out there who have mental health problems, dial 988. Reach out if you need help. Don't do it alone. There's always someone out there willing to talk to you, so you don't have to be alone. This topic hits home for me and a lot of people. So, reach out, get help, ask somebody, message me. That's pretty much all I got to say.
Okay.
Oh, and don't forget to check out the USDS stream on Sunday.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
8 o'clock Eastern time, Sunday.
Yeah.
Sunday. Okay.
You got to do that. Okay, Lloyd. You've got the floor.
I'm going to say what I usually say on. First off, thanks for having me on here. Two, I agree with Paul. Especially with veterans, mental health is important. We're losing a lot of veterans to suicide, and you need to reach out if you're having problems. And any of the veterans that hear me, get hold of me somehow. Somebody's got my email address, or I'm on Facebook or whatever. But so I agree with that. But I want to say what I usually say. I've been doing shorts, but I don't say it. But be kind. Treat each other better than you would treat yourself. And remember, everybody matters, even old farts like me. And God bless, God help USA, because we certainly need it. So anyways, guys, I appreciate being on here.
No worries.
And never eat yellow snow.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, then. We will say good night to everybody in the chat and enjoy, and we'll see you next week because we're going to go right out because in Australia it's Good Friday, so everybody's off, so we're going to have a really big show next week and we're going to really plan it out and go out with a bang and see how we go. So good
and
night
if you
all.
ain't flying, you ain't living.
Exactly.
Right.
So let's